How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Whiskey and Weed, episode 27. And the numbers just keep going up. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a good week. The weekend is here once again. And I hope the week has been going smoothly for a lot of people. For me, it feels like it's been a long ass week. But yeah, Friday is here, the weekend is here, and I finally get to see Endgame. So I've been staying distant from social media and not trying to come across any spoilers. But it's funny because I've seen a lot of people saying that they've deleted people. I think I read something about a Domino's delivery guy got arrested for assaulting a customer who spoiled it for him. So I told y'all last week, shit is real. Don't do it. Like, you got to give people some time at least. So yeah, I'm gonna see it this weekend, and I'm excited. So make sure I get some rest, do some stretches, so I won't have to keep getting up. I gotta research when's the perfect time to go to the restroom because I don't want to miss anything. But it's gonna be good, and so far I've heard great things about it, so I can't wait for sure. What we got going on this week? I don't have any announcements this week, so yeah, we could jump right into we could jump right into what's the whiskey, Fred. Let's do that. So this week for what's the whiskey, friend? Oh shit, I left my phone on. My bad, y'all. Let me turn. Hold on. Let me turn this off. All right. So what we got? So lately, I've been witnessing a few things pop up, and I've been seeing a lot of different opinions and views on it. So I thought it would have been great to touch on that this week. The first thing I want to talk about this week is Bad Bunny. So I've been seeing a lot of debate and a lot of going back and forth regarding his appearance, I would say. So he's been doing interviews and everything, and I want to say the most recent interview, it was shown that he had maybe yellow, I don't know, but he had like long nails, very claw cat like, and the color was about like a light neon or maybe a yellow. He was wearing a pastel purple suit. The debate over this that I've seen, typically in the gay community, is the whole is he gay? If he's not, then he's in the closet type stuff. A lot of going back and forth. And I've seen both sides of the spectrum. Like, some people just don't care. Some people think he is straight and this is just him, doing what he does and showcasing his identity and his taste and his style. And a lot of people think it's because he's gay. Because typically in society, what we're like brought up and taught is that girls and females are the ones that will cater to doing something with their nails, doing something as far as nail polish, getting their nails done and everything. Where my opinion stands on this situation is I don't think he's gay. I think based off of what I've witnessed just in this generation alone, and I've even said it before to peers and friends and everything. I think this young generation is coming into like a fluid type of identity. So the younger kids are kind of stripping the entire label and the entire pronouns of things. So the whole gender label and everything. That's why we're seeing a lot of arguments over taking it off of birth certificates. And I'm not even going to jump into that because that's just a whole nother topic that I don't have the energy to even discuss. But I can respect the younger generation being a little bit more fluid as far as who they're attracted to without the actual labels. And I think the older generation is just, we're used to certain things and certain labels that identify certain characteristics and everything. So typically growing up, it's like, oh, if you paint your nails and you're a male, you're looked at as gay or that's girly or that's feminine. I think it doesn't apply to this younger generation. I think they are more expressive and they are more versatile when it comes to who they are and how they present themselves. And I think a lot of male, um, Gen Y, Gen Z, or whatever, are much more confident because they don't look at it with the label of like only girls can do this. And the same thing with females too. You see a lot of females that dress a certain way now, give off a more tomboyish, like not aggressive, but just a more less feminine, more masculine type look. But yet they're still straight. So, and I mean, this kind of even goes back even to our upbringing as well, like people like Aaliyah, where she would wear the baggy pants and everything. But I just think this generation is a little bit different. And I'm not going to sit here and go at it with someone saying he's gay. First of all, it's not that serious whether he's gay or not. But it was a little disappointing seeing people like gay guys in the community arguing over whether this man is gay or not, or stating their opinion as fact as, oh, he's gay, he needs to come out. I think we shouldn't be so judgmental, especially when we are a minority in the case and we're trying to receive acceptance and support overall. So the last thing we want to do is try to judge someone on whether they're in the closet or not, or what they're doing is masculine or feminine. But like I said, I think he's straight. I think it's just how he expresses himself. And I think, it goes into different types of music too. He could be inspired by rock and roll. And, rock and roll, a lot of artists back in the day and this day will paint their nails. But I just think it's the expression of this young generation. We have Lil Uzi and we have Young Thug, who they give off very feminine qualities. I don't even know what's going on with Young Thug because I mean he has purses, he has dresses and skirts and all that, and nails done, nails done, hair done, everything done. But it's not my place to really judge him. I'm not gonna judge him. I'll judge his music if anything. I don't care too much for his type of music. But when it comes to his appearance, I'm like, look, he in his own world. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. I'm not going to sit here and break it down on what I believe based off of my upbringing, how a man should dress and how a female should dress. I think it's just what it goes into our upbringing, how we were raised. But we got to remind ourselves, just because you were raised this way doesn't necessarily mean what they're doing is wrong and what you're saying is facts. I think we always have to remind ourselves of that because I'll see a lot of people strongly opinionated. Oh, boys shouldn't do this and girls shouldn't do that. But that just goes all into your upbringing because in a different culture or a different society or a different country, they may do things a little bit different that you being brought up may look at as, oh, unacceptable, or that's not what you do based off of your gender or whatever. So I think that's the thing that we kind of just got to take note of. Like, have your opinion or whatever, but don't sit there and go back and forth and argue with someone, and definitely in that tone and that nature as a person within the community, the LGBT community, to sit here and try to bring this man down or try to break him apart with these insults on his sexuality when that's really not the case. So I think the man is straight. I think he's just being him, and that's how a lot of artists are these days. Just being them. They got to do what they can to stand out, and they're much more expressive than we are or we once were. So I give him props for living in his truth, and I mean, if it suits him, it suits him. Bam. What we got next? All right, let's talk a little bit about the Billboard Awards that just recently happened. I didn't catch. Actually, I don't know when it happened. Long story short, I don't really watch the shows anymore. I'll just catch up later via YouTube or Instagram or something and watch the videos and get people's outlooks on it and everything and have my own. So, um, it was okay. So we're gonna dissect certain things in it. We're gonna jump right into it. We can start with the performances. So I didn't catch every single performance, but the ones I did catch, I'll just kind of go over. Like I caught Sierra's performance. I thought that was cute. Yeah, Sierra's always going to bring the dance, and I wasn't big on the outfit. I did not like the broad shoulder blazer she was wearing. I thought, and yeah, I mean, I wanted more. I guess I wanted more sex appeal from Sierra, and the pants I wasn't too fond of. It was just hiding her silhouette because I know she has a great body. The shoes I wasn't too fond of either, but I know she was dancing and she had to, tear up the stage. So I give it to her. But I wasn't feeling the outfit. I felt like a better outfit could have been chosen. But overall, she danced her ass off. I thought she sounded good. And it was a cute performance. So kudos to her. I tried watching Ariana's performance, and I don't even think that was in the billboards. I want to say it looked like it was pre-recorded because she said Vancouver. So, and then looking at the people in the audience, I'm like, wait, who are these white people? So I don't think she was at the billboards. However, I think it was still meant for the billboards because I saw the guy writing on the pink car at one point, BBMA. So I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I don't know, maybe they asked her to perform, she couldn't. She's currently on tour, so she did a performance while on her tour dedicated to billboards or what, but it was okay. I mean, it was cute. I'm just tired of Ariana and that damn ponytail. I wish that she would switch it up. Sierra had the ponytail too. I mean, maybe it's coming back, or I don't know what's going on, but it was cute. It was okay. I'll just leave it at that. Kelly Clarkson. I mean, I'm a big fan of Kelly, all the way back to American Idol. So I thought Kelly did excellent. I thought she sounded great and all live and just raw and edgy and a little raspy. Like I like that from Kelly. I thought it was cute. The message behind the song and having the kids up there. I don't know if it's for a movie or whatever, but it was definitely cute. And I was like, I always enjoy a good Kelly Clarkson song or just seeing her on stage live, like singing. It soothes my soul. So I'm always for that. That I can't even talk. She did a great job. So hand clap to her. But before we jump into Mariah and before we jump into Taylor, Paula, let's talk about Miss Paula Abdul. When I tell you she swept that stage with everyone's wig. I had many gay moments that came out watching it, and unexpectedly because at one point when she jumped off that platform or whatever and they caught her, I don't know, the gay soul came out of me, and the next thing you know I was like, yes, Paula, swing, flip. It caught me so off guard, but I mean, she didn't come to play. Like Paula still has it. And I want to say she's like 56. Paula, she still has it. She got up there and she did her thing. And I mean, was climbing, doing splits in the air, leg up, being thrown like a rag doll, but so gracefully. Like she I'm genius. I'm like just reliving it in my mind. I'm a loss for words because I was like, damn, Paula, like you come back and school people how it's supposed to be done. School the young ones that don't know who Paula is. Show them how it's supposed to be done. And I mean, she got up there and she did her damn thing. Damn, great job, Paula. Like it was good. I had to watch it several times. I was like, okay, that's how you do it. Like take notes, people. So Mariah got the Icon Award, which was long overdue. Many, if you know me, I'm a big Mariah fan, so I'm always going to be in Mariah's corner. That one celebrity that we will always get ready to fight over. Everyone has it, I'm sure. Mine is Mariah. Next would be Rihanna, but nobody fighting to disgrace Rihanna. Rihanna's doing her thing. I always have to defend Mariah though, because people forget her track record. They want to focus on where she's at now, but like kind of overlook the fact that she's put in 2 decades of hard work with her instrument, which is such a blessing and God's gift to get where she is now. And I constantly have to remind people that like you got to give her credit when credit's due. Like she paved the way for a lot of artists now. And I don't like the whole comparison of Ariana to Mariah. I think Ariana is Ariana. I think nobody's coming to replace nobody. Ariana is in her lane. When I hear Ariana, I hear Ariana. When I hear Mariah, I hear Mariah. They're both great vocalists, but you got to stop always trying to compare. We have a whole world and we can have all these artists to share. And I don't understand why we can't just enjoy all of their music. Why we always got to compare for who's coming for who. So this episode will kind of revolve around comparing and arguments when it comes to artists. But before we get into that, yes, Mariah got the Icon Award, and she did her little medley of performances, a few of her top hits, because you know she's got many, and they probably were like, well, you can't do all your 18. Does she have 18 number ones? Somebody's gonna get me together because I'm a big Mariah fan, and last I checked, she has 18 number ones, but she could have more. You never know. I'll have to recheck, so forgive me, lambs. But she did her little medley. I want to say maybe five. I can't remember, but you know, We Belong Together, Always Be My Baby, Hero. And then she got the Icon Award, which was, she was so like, I mean, I got very choked up with her speech because she deserves it. Like, she works hard, and you can tell based off of her track record, like, she is all about her fans and really all about her craftsmanship and her artistry in her music. Like, her emotions and her soul really goes into her music that she writes and everything. So it was very much long overdue. Her performances, I thought her performances were good. I think I always acknowledge to people, I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, Mariah still sounds the same. I always keep it real. No, well, pun intended. She's been in the game for a very long time. And with a voice like hers and all the different ranges and the five octaves that she's had to give us, like, you know, like an instrument, it over time starts to wear and tear. So I think that Mariah at this point in her career, yeah, she can't hit like the mid level, and some high notes she can't hit anymore. She still has the whistle, obviously, and she still has the low voice, but yeah, some ranges she can't hit from emotions and music box and everything. I've acknowledged that, and I know that's how the situation is. Her last album I thought was pretty good, and I thought she stayed in her vocal range, and that's what made it so much better, is that she didn't try to do something that maybe she's not capable of doing now. But I mean, the voice is still there. I'm not gonna like overlook that Mariah can still blow and can still sing a lot of artists out of water. So let's get that correct. But I think she's bringing probably more of a raspy, edgy tone to it now, which I'll say I'm a fan of as well. But I noticed that, okay, she has to sing these songs different because she can't really do it justice like how she did in her early days in her prime. And I get that, and I can respect that. So I think that's where a lot of people get upset with Mariah and they go against Mariah because they are holding her. I mean, she raised the bar like when she was in her prime and her music days back in the 90s and early 2000s. She raised the bar, and I think a lot of people are holding her up to that bar. Like, if you're a true lamb, you go with Mariah. Like, you go with the evolution of Mariah and you adapt to the different genres and the different levels and eras of Mariah. But I'm not gonna say all the lambs are like that. Some lambs probably expect too much. She sung the songs well, but I could tell, like, obviously there's not going to be that same tone, that same range as when she first recorded and released those types of songs. So I thought Hero was really good. Emotions, I saw the raspiness, and I felt that there was a slight struggle in the beginning with the choir. So yeah, I see potential flaws and opportunities, but just like Mariah said in her speech, like, you know, she's not perfect. She's human. She's made many mistakes, and I think it was good for her to have that moment to let people know, like, she's still human. Y'all, you know, she's got a great voice, but just like how we age, so does things like your voice, and over time this is what happens. I mean, but she's been in the game for so long, and she's given us so many like levels of music and has touched us mentally and spiritually, like so many different ways. And me, I guess I can just speak for me, like, she has impacted my life greatly growing up from when I first discovered her. And my first album I discovered when I was trying to figure out who Mariah was Daydream, and it's always been my number one favorite album. And it was when I went to see Rush Hour And I'll never forget. And the little Asian girl in the car is singing "Sweet Fantasy," and I was like, "Who is this? Like, forget her. Who is singing the actual song?" And then I remember seeing the video, and I'm like, "Wait, who is this?" Young, it's very very young, but Daydream was my first one, and I know that was like her first jump into R&B, like her first big jump from the albums that she was coming out with before. So it was all uphill from there. Mariah has always been my girl, and I mean, I'm always going to support her. So, like I tell people, no use arguing, trying to convince me why this, or this is. I like who I like, and you can just save your breath on that. At the end of the day, congratulations to her. Like I said, she deserves it. She has done an awesome job, and them babies are so cute, and they getting big. I didn't realize they were 8 years old. God damn, I did not realize they were that old. Like they are growing up so fast, but so adorable. And I'm pretty sure her little girl is gonna follow in her footsteps and soon be putting out vocals because that's what happened with Mariah. She followed in her mother's footsteps. Her mother does opera and inspiration, so it's gonna trickle down. So what I'm gonna jump into next is still a part of the Billboard, but just another opinionated back and forth that I've been seeing. So we got Taylor Swift, and well, first let me just I don't know who really won everything. I just know like Cardi B won some. I know Drake won like the most Billboard awards. I want to say it was 12. I could be wrong. I don't know, but congratulations to them as well. Um, I watched Taylor Swift's performance, and if you guys don't know, which I'm sure you do, the controversy around everything with this performance, and not even the controversy, the debate and the argument around this performance is how she's being accused of kind of ripping off and taking ideas and imitating Beyonce's Homecoming. So people are calling hers housewarming. or better yet, homegoing. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's funny as hell. I've been laughing. So I saw that before, and I was like, okay, let me check out this video. Let me see what's going on, because I saw the music video for this song and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Brendan from Panic at the Disco because I've had their first album way back, like 10 years ago or whenever. So I was excited to see him. The video was very Taylor Swift. The song, very Taylor Swift. It's one of those songs that you're going to hear all over the place because it's campy and it could be in a Kmart commercial or something. So just be ready to be, I was about to curse, just be ready to be over it. Be over it pretty soon. It's one of those songs that, okay, I'm tired of hearing this shit. So I watched the Billboard performance and, I mean, I don't even know why we got to put Beyonce and Taylor Swift in the same sentence because they are on two different ends of the stick. And Beyonce, we obviously know Beyonce is in her own lane. So to to compare and contrast between the two is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm gonna share my opinion on both sides. Now, so Taylor came out with the drums and everything. Yeah, it kind of looked similar to Homecoming in a sense. Aside from me not seeing anyone black, because I really didn't until like one of the dancers came up. But I was really looking in the band members to see if anyone was black or of color, and I could not. So yeah, I can get why people think it could be similar or compared to Beyonce's Homecoming performance. But let's step away from Taylor for a second and let's talk about Beyonce for just a minute. So I just like you got to realize though, and I'm a big Beyonce fan, but once again I got to keep it real. Like Beyonce is not the first person to come up with the band to do this. Like it's always inspiration, and it's always she can visualize the idea, and that's original and organic. But just like fashion, there's always someone who's done it before. And with so many artists and how competitive it is, like you're gonna see a lot of things that are duplicates, such as Ariana's song Seven Rings. How the whole back and forth was: is it Soldier Boy's beat? Is it 2 Chainz song? And some other girl, whoever said that it was her song. I don't know, but you're always gonna probably see it because it gets harder and harder for artists every day to try to come up with something original because so many people have done it already. The same thing with movie concepts, like the stories and the plots and everything. It gets harder and harder to see fresh new things because everything has been kind of reused and recycled. So just putting it out there that Beyonce is not the first. I mean, she did a great performance and the best that I've ever seen with any kind of band or anything. But you got to sometimes keep it real with yourself and be like, okay, yeah, she's not the first to do it. It's just the cycle of it. The fact that she did it, and now we're seeing Taylor Swift's and this whole like Homecoming came to Netflix. It's kind of an eyebrow raise in a sense of yeah, it's kind of too soon for that. But watching Taylor Swift's performance, it was very Taylor Swift, I guess. You had people flying with umbrellas and doing it was very bright and positive and like just happy. And not saying Beyonce isn't like that, but Beyonce, I feel like she's more of a activist in her music now. Like it's not just a performance, it's like a message and there's a meaning behind it. So I don't think Taylor Swift completely ripped off Beyonce or stole her idea. Maybe she was influenced. You know, a lot of artists get influenced by one another, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's great to be inspired by how someone did something. I think that works in all levels of life, especially in the design and creative world. I think to get your inspirations going, you kind of have to research and you got to do mood boards and get a whole bunch of ideas going. So I'm not going to sit there and go after Taylor for potentially maybe getting inspired and kind of taking the same concept and putting it in her performance and everything. I think Taylor has done videos in the past where she's had bands or to that sort of nature because she's always done things like in high school where it's band practice, or I remember one where they had flutes or something, or another one where she was a cheerleader. So there was some similarities, but are y'all really gonna go and cyberbully this girl? Thing like is the Beehive? Come on, Beehive! Like y'all gotta sometimes just pump the brakes. Stop trying to go after everyone. Beyonce, she is that. She's the shit. Like we're not gonna take that away, but she ain't. Y'all crazy as hell. Like y'all act so crazy, and I'm sure Beyonce is like, look at these motherfuckers. Like why are they doing this? Like y'all make it so much worse than what it is sometimes because y'all go and y'all are like y'all bullies. Like y'all are real bullies. Y'all go on the internet and God forbid anyone does anything, even looks at Jay or he's in their eyesight or whatever. You know, the whole Ghost kissing her too close to the mouth. That was a little inappropriate. That was, and you can see it all over her face. But certain situations like this is kind of like, come on, like y'all doing the utmost. I mean, let's just put it this way then. If she tried to copy Beyonce's, it was the Kids Bop version. Just, you know, because it's not going to be up there at that level as what Beyonce did. So it was the Kids Bop version. You know, we got fireworks and cute little umbrellas and smoke or whatever else was happening. So just leave it at that. Let her have her moment because I give it to Taylor Swift. She was enjoying herself that entire night. And I love seeing artists do that. I love seeing artists showing support to other artists. And she looked like she wanted to cry when Mariah was performing. She was getting down when Paula Abdul. Y'all, did y'all see when Paula Abdul, when she threw her hat at whoever that chick was? Like, I think she was so grateful that happened. I mean, it hit her right on the clavicle. She just zinged it right at her. And the girl turned around. I forgot who that is, but it was a funny moment. I was like, damn, how blessed are you to get hit by Paula Abdul's hat? But yeah, I think, you know, Taylor was in the moment. She was having a good time. I heard that she took a break from the spotlight and everything because she just wasn't feeling, she was feeling bad and going through like a mental moment. So we sometimes we got to be careful with how we just drag people. Like we're so quick to drag people and judge people, but they're human too, and people see this on the internet, and that's going to be my next topic coming up when it comes to like this internet and what we post. I feel like I always have to talk about shit that's going on social media and also like with the gay community because it's just getting ridiculous at this point, and it's not. I guess just gonna keep talking about it until I start to see change, and that's why I've been given this platform to talk about it. So whether y'all get tired of it or not, I mean, I'm not gonna stop talking about it. So deal with it. But the before we jump into it, yeah, I what do y'all think? I don't think it was. I mean, the band. I think that was the closest similarity to it, but they weren't even doing it like that. They were just, doing their thing. But it was, like I said, it was nothing compared to Homecoming. So even if that was the case, kudos to her for trying. But nah, like you cute, okay, you did cute, like your little housewarming party or whatever, and that's it. Leave it at that. But y'all beehives don't go like making a girl go into a corner again. Her little fans, her little teeny boppers need her, so they waiting for another album. So just let her live and let her be, and just enjoy. Well, go enjoy Beyonce's Homecoming again. I mean, I watched Taylor's performance once, and that's all I needed, really. So I'll just go watch Beyonce's Homecoming a few more times and get my life what I was going to jump into. Just a quick note, Chris Brown announced that he's going to be going on tour this summer. So he posted not too long ago his track list for his upcoming album, and it's got some pretty good features. I'm not going to lie. He put G-Eazy, he put Nicki, Tory Lanez, we have Tyga, Tank, her, Sage the Gemini, Justin Bieber, Lil Jon, Juvenile. I was like, oh shit. And Juicy J and Drake. I'm not gonna lie. If this is all confirmed, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the album, and I hope he puts it out this summer because I know the tour is happening this summer, he said. So the album should be coming soon. I'm hoping, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited for this album with all these features. Like it's gonna be a lit album. So I can't wait, and I'm anticipating it. I want to see how it is. I mean, I like Chris Brown songs, but I get into it quick and then I just fall out of it very quickly. But with these features and these artists, like I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's gonna give us. So be expecting that, and I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be some hits, some summer hits, because at least he gives us that. So I can't hate on him for that. What I have left. So going back to the social media once again, and what we post and how we just kind of break people down and tear people down with our opinions, which we think is fact. I want to talk about something I came across on one of a social media account, and it was a mom sending her son off to prom for this season, for this year. So the only difference is that the son actually was dressed in drag. So I mean, he had the long ponytail, he had a prom dress on, makeup done, nails, earrings, and I mean, I love seeing moments like that. And I think what really made it special was the mom sending him off and getting emotional, and just tears were shed, and all his family was there to support him, like grandma, auntie, and it was magical. So I got to see everybody's opinion because I'm trying to, for some reason, I'm trying to wake somewhat of society up from this ignorant bullshit mindset. So you have mostly the comments were coming from females, and I engaged with two females. One of them who blocked me because I guess that's how it goes. I guess when they don't want to hear someone trying to debate or someone trying to engage with them, they just want to say what they want to say, and then they'll block whoever goes against them. So that's how conversation goes these days, and that's why we never get anywhere when it comes to trying to figure out solutions for things. So you have one, she says, I think in the caption it says something about men, or is this, referring to men and men that are doing this. So the one who blocked me, she said, well, I wouldn't say they're men, but what are they? And so I had to respond because sometimes I'm just not feeling ignorant comments. And I don't engage in a lot of drama and gossip, but sometimes I'm really just not feeling people's stupidity and hateful comments that they got to express. So I commented and I put ... men. I mean, that's what they are, men. If he's in drag, I mean, the fact that I have to kind of explain it, it doesn't even matter. Whoever he identifies as is his business. But it seems I got to get you together because that's when we want to look. We want to look. So it's okay to argue a transgender person to say, oh, well, by genetics or by gender or by parts and anatomy, they are a man. But if it's an actual male that just wants to dress in drag and go to prom like that, he's not considered a man. Where's the science proof in that now that you don't want to bring up? Oh, okay. That's what we're doing? Okay, gotcha. So she, what did she say? She responded and she was like, these are not real men. The fuck? So I commented, I'm the worst person to debate with, I guess, because I'm not going to sit there and go off and try to insult you and go back and forth with curse words. I actually try to question your knowledge and I try to get you to see things a little bit different or try to at least see it where I'm coming from. So I responded to her last comment and I said, well, good thing opinions are not facts. So this is your opinion, but I do want you to realize that this is not a fact. Do you realize that? She blocked me. she, she was not having it. But it's ignorant. It's like, okay, you're going to put these strong opinions and these hateful comments under a post. And when you're questioned or when you're approached about it, you want to fly out of here and you want to block someone because what? And I didn't disrespect you. I just kind of had to let you know of the fact that your opinion is not one. Your opinion is not a fact. Your opinion is your opinion. So no matter what you say, there's no validation. And that's why I think some opinions should just be kept to themselves because we have been conditioned to think that with social media, we can say whatever we want and we'll always fall back on, oh, well, it's just my opinion. Well, your opinion can also go in a goddamn diary. I mean, you don't have to vocalize everything. And when you do, you need to be ready for someone to challenge you. And in this moment, it was me. And just that quick, she went into defense and she blocked me. So there, it's kind of like they like to take that whole "I said what I said" thing. Okay, well, just if you don't want to be open to learning and to not be ignorant and so naive, then continue on your path, doing what you're doing, and if that's helping you get far in life, then so be it. But I know based off of my experience, an ignorant mind won't get you very far because it shows that you lack open-mindedness and that could affect how you view a lot of things in your career, in your religion, in your relationships. So good luck to that. The second one, I also tried to challenge her with questions and because she commented and she said, well, I'm not with this or whatever or something like that. I would love my kids, but I definitely won't support this, condone this, or stand behind them with this. So I kind of had to just follow up with the question. I said, so if you don't support them, if you don't stand behind them and condone their lifestyle or their choices, how can you say you would love them? So I'm really trying to get her to explain her definition of love. Because to me, I thought love was just unconditional. There's no dissecting love. You love, if you're going to love unconditionally. I think that's the message. That's the message that I picked up in my upbringing and throughout my life. So I just wanted to see, how do you view love? So she responds and she says, what did she say? I love what I love and I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like type stuff. I had to respond, so how does this go into like, how do you love if you can't support? So how do you love your child if you're already picking apart the things that you won't agree with or stand by? So if your child turned out this way, what would be the circumstance? Like you would love them, but if they were in your household and this is how they felt, how would you handle that? You didn't support it. You don't rally behind that. So what do? You kick them out or what? Like it's just people say things without actually thinking about it sometimes, and that's where I get confused. It's like, okay, you're saying you would love your child, but I wouldn't do this or that, or I wouldn't stand behind him, or I wouldn't support this. So if they decided to be this, then how would you act? How would you show love to them? But yet you don't support their lifestyle, you don't support who they are and who they feel they are. Like it was just confusing. So she responded. She was like, "Well, I said I would love my child." So I just left it at that because I don't even think she knows what she was talking about, and she was definitely confusing the hell out of me. But it's just I'm getting to a point where I'm just getting very frustrated because a lot of this hate coming from these adults is just it's just it's so disappointing, and it's within the black community because this was a black young man and these were black women giving their ignorant opinion and going against it, and it's just I'm just so tired of seeing it because just last week I was talking about how we have Nigel who committed suicide because he was bullied for being himself, for being free and trying to be himself. So now we have this young man who is being himself, doing a lot of things that we were too scared to do, like people if they wanted to do this or not, like just be yourself and be courageous. He has much more courage at that age than a lot of grown men have. So it's just frustrating to see grown people, like grown men and women in their 30s, in their 40s and 50s, tear this person apart and like not realize how you have young people who are going through this, who are going through their emotions and figuring out who they are, and they're afraid to be themselves or express themselves because they're seeing the comments that y'all are putting on social media and expressing as your opinion, but you don't see how hurtful. Like you only care about yourself, that you don't see how your words are continuing to keep these young teens in inside themselves, closed off to the world, and this is where the anxiety and depression and they society doesn't accept them, so they don't accept themselves, and this is what causes a lot of teenagers in the LGBT community like dealing with these emotions and committing suicide and everything. It's so ridiculous at this point. Why are you so affected by how someone else lives their life? How does that make you angry? It's just so crazy. Like, you won't admit it, but obviously you're just not happy with your own life. Because if you got to sit there and get so worked up on someone who doesn't even know you exist, and you got to go to the comments and you got to type a hateful comment, where does that give you satisfaction at? The person is still going to live their life going to prom however they want to go or stepping outside however they want to be. But what I don't like is that y'all extend that hate, and that's where like the bullying comes in or the physical assault and everything. Like I don't tolerate shit like that, and I just hate seeing stuff like that. And you would think with individuals like Nigel doing what he did, it would wake people up to be like, we got to cherish our youth. We got to protect our babies and be there for our kids no matter what they identify as. But then a following week, you have ignorant assholes on Instagram thinking they big and tough, but you in your 40s probably got so many baby daddies, and you talking about this young man who is living his truth and going to prom and drag. Like, why are y'all so triggered by that when you can just mind your own fucking business? I just don't get it. Like, even if you agree or not, you don't agree, you keep it moving. But you want to take it to the next level to express how you don't agree because, oh, I guess you need people to like your comment and clap and rally behind you and say facts and all that bullshit. But y'all all look stupid. Y'all all look dumb. Like, you need someone, what you're doing is just disrespectful and lacks human decency. So you need to post that feeling and that expression to in hopes that people will rally behind you to confirm in your mind that okay, I should feel the way I feel. That I should have said that and I'm right. Y'all are so strong in your opinion, and your opinion means shit to the world. Like that's why it's like just y'all you can keep that opinion, but it's not facts. You can sit there and argue me down over what you learn. Once again, it goes back to your upbringing. If you were taught this way, then so be it. You don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. But don't sit here and be like, well, you're not supposed to be doing that. That's not how it's supposed to go. No, that's not how it goes in your world. But the world doesn't revolve around you, obviously. I'm up here in New York. We got 7 million people up here alone. So don't think that it's just your focus and it's just your opinion that matters. It's just some bullshit sometimes. It really is. Like, it's crazy how these are grown people that just can't focus on their own self development, and they want to walk around like they shit don't stink and place so much judgment, but yet this is what's causing our teenagers to kill themselves because they can't be themselves because of the hateful shit that they see on social media. It's like y'all just need to fucking chill, sit your asses down, or get up and do something. Get up and do a hobby because obviously you can't express love and just accept people and mind your own goddamn business. So y'all got to figure out what y'all got to do with yourself. Take a good look in the mirror for real and realize that your ass ain't perfect. You have so many flaws within you, but that's where that insecurity comes from. That's where that ego comes from and that pride. But it's really, to me, it honestly looks like self-hate. When you hating on how someone else is living their life, that ain't nothing but self-hate. I'm just gonna put a period on that, but that wraps up whiskey and we. Let's take a break, and when I come back, we'll jump into keeping it real. And we are back. We are back. I said, and we are back. Uh, all right. Keeping it real. Simple question. Should you, or maybe can you, be friends with your ex? So, I mean, this definitely varies. I know people who are best friends with their ex, so I'm not gonna jump on one side. I guess I'll just speak from me personally, which is what I always do. Whew. Well, let's start from the kind of person that I am, like dating and everything. Depends on how it ends. That's always going to be the one of the checks on the checklist, depending on how it ended and what the circumstances were. If it was cheating or anything, just disrespectful or out of line, then obviously I probably would not want anything to do with my ex. If it ended on just hard terms, let's say just a fight or something, and there happens to be a breakup, because I have had plenty of experiences with that, then the kind of person that I am, a lot of people that I've broken up with, like just dated in the past and have broken up with, and it may have ended like due to an argument or just some kind of huge disagreement. I'm the kind of person where I need that time to heal before I can allow you to even be in my area or socialize with you. So I don't know if I'm like that now, but I can definitely say, like in my mid 20s, I was the kind of person where I would erase everything. I would delete. Yeah, I guess depending on how it went, there would be levels of pettiness. So I could delete your number. I would delete all the pictures. Sometimes I would even go as far as deleting the text messages. I think it's a way for me, not even being petty, it's just a way for me to start the cleansing because I've always been hard to an extent on myself in the sense of you're not going to sit here and you're not going to fall into this depression over someone because I still have a life to live. And I always kind of remind myself, just think of what that person is doing. That person could probably be out right now, on to the next one, having a good time. So why am I going to allow myself to fall into this black hole for weeks and just be miserable? No, I got to protect my energy. I got to protect my aura and I got to protect my positivity. So I will usually give myself like a grieving period depending on how high the emotional attachment was. So yeah, I mean, I will give myself maybe a week, feel it, feel the pain, hurt, cry, get it out. Don't repress it, don't sweep it under the rug. Just feel it in that emotion. Be sad, be depressed. But after that week, I got to start telling myself, okay, what are we doing? Get your ass up, start counting your blessings, start being confident, start talking to yourself better, look in the mirror, and let yourself know that, this person wasn't worth your time. You're better than that. You deserve more. You're fucking beautiful. Do whatever you got to do. Put post-its, but that was kind of my routine. So typically it would take a good 4 months, depending on how it ended. So I wouldn't speak to my ex for, or exes or whoever, for a good 4 months. And yeah, just no socializing. I needed to heal from that, and I needed to stay focused on my growth and my personal goals. So I'm not the one to do all that, like 1 minute you're in, 1 minute you're out, and it's very spotty. That's just not me, not my forte. So yeah, give me about some months, 4 months, and then usually around that time when everything is cleared and you're kind of not imprinted on me anymore, I usually will see my exes out and I would speak to them and everything would be good and kosher. Like no hard feelings, no ill intent. Oh, this your new boo? Oh, congratulations. Like I'm genuinely happy for you. Like great job. Kudos to you. I hope y'all are happy and I just continue on my life. Oh, you want to buy a drink? Let me get y'all around the drinks. Like that's I'm at that level at that point. But I do have to I'm not the person to just jump right out of it and automatically start being kosher and being friends. Now, as far as like being friends or being best friends, I'm not friends with any of my exes. I'm just not. Like when I move on, I move on and I have my friends, I have my support system. And if the connection is not strong enough to give me a reason like wow, we should really be friends, then I'll just leave it. I'll dust my hands off and I'll just leave it at that and be like, I wish you the best. And we just go our separate ways and I move on with life. Because before I met you, we still had our separate lives. And now that it's not working out or it's over, we can still go to our separate lives at that point. So, yeah, I've never been friends with my exes. I've never been that, obviously, no best friends then. So I do know people who are best friends and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, because every relationship is different, every connection is different. So I can understand where some people are still friends, if not best friends, with their exes. I've come across people who, the relationship length was so long, people who've been in relationships for 10 years, not together anymore, but they're best friends. And that's respectful. It's like y'all have a history together, y'all have a lot of years and time put into the ups and downs of y'all growing and knowing each other better and just all your own personal growths and milestones. So yeah, I can get why it's like, oh, we have history. Like you have been an impact in my life. So whether we're together or not, the love, I can understand when the love doesn't die. Like you can still have genuine love for a person and still want them in your lives, even though the intimate love may have kind of dwindled out, but there can still be that I love you as a human. I love you soul to soul because we have this history, we have these memories, and that's something I'll never forget. Or you brought me to this point, so yeah, I could definitely get that. But me, I'm not the let's be friends with exes. It's just it hasn't been in the cards for me, and I'm always the one that's like, all right, we cool. If I see you out, I give you a hug, give you a little dap, fist pump or whatever, and then I keep it moving. Sometimes it may be a catch up, like, oh, how's everything? How's life? Oh, that's good. Like, congratulations or, many blessings. And then I keep it moving. So that's kind of how I am. I'm curious to see how my listeners are if you're the person that would be friends with your exes because I know quite a few of you. But it's like I said, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. I just like to hear different point of views on the history behind it and where your thought process is on this situation and your pretty much your opinion on this is how you view it and this is why you make decisions like this. So yeah, definitely let me know. But that was a good, quick, keeping it real. What we're going to jump into next is me versus the media. People who argue over music artists. And we see this all the time. Cardi and Nicki, Mariah and Whitney, Beyonce and God. No, just kidding, y'all. but we see it so much. Like I said, like why I don't understand why we can't just have these artists and enjoy all of them and all of the great music and content that they're giving us. But no, we gotta apparently compare and contrast and choose one over the other. So I think the worst that I've seen lately is the Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. I have seen like arguments, insults, and fights of people like going back and forth when it comes to Cardi and Nicki. And I'm so glad that it's kind of died down, especially with all that shit that happened last year. But it's still there, it still exists. So I don't understand why social media, like why we got to get on and why we got to sit there and go like really stand behind someone, support that person, stand behind them. But you got to kind of, first of all, you got to realize you're a grown ass man or woman. Go work, go do something. Why are you sitting here arguing and putting B emojis in someone else's page or whatever? Like, come on, grow the fuck up for real. Second, it's like this person doesn't even know you exist. Like, I know they're appreciative of their fans, but this person does not know you exist. And here you are, getting ready to go to war and protest for this person because someone prefers someone else. So I'm trying to think who compares who to Beyonce. I don't know. I don't think I've seen any arguments really with Beyonce. I think people just the Beehive just protects her so closely. Like they don't want people even looking sideways at her without going to combat mode and ready to assault someone. But like I said, with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, I think it's good to have healthy debates because you stand for this artist. It's good to kind of support them and have a debate on why you stand behind this artist and what makes this artist great. Mariah and Whitney, people will argue over who is the power vocalist. I think they're kind of in two different areas, and but I don't compare because I love them both, and they both made my upbringing that much more magical. So I never really compare Mariah and Whitney. Even though I like Mariah and she's my number one, I love Whitney like just as much because they just gave us such great music. So when people start comparing the two, I'm like, no, I love them both. I never tried to choose one over the other. It's just Mariah was kind of that first realization of diva that I experienced as a child, and I was like, ooh, I like this. And then that opened up to Whitney and other artists, Aretha Franklin and everything. So, but I don't sit there and compare. I'm like, just both, please keep giving me music. Like I'm loving all of it. So yeah, the Nicki Minaj and the Cardi B's going at it. Oh man, y'all are the worst too. And just this Taylor Swift and Beyonce thing. It's like y'all ready to fight over it because I'm seeing people who are standing behind Taylor and I'm seeing people who are obviously standing behind Beyonce. But these two artists probably are cool with each other. Cheaper, they probably kicking it because you never know what artists are doing these days. Probably kicking it in the backyard, having mimosas or some shit. Who knows? Beyonce probably called her and said, "Yeah, you can have this and go ahead and do it." Or Taylor called her and said, "I was inspired. Can I do this?" And Beyonce was like, "Yes." So you never know what's going on behind the scenes, but don't waste your energy going on Facebook and everything, ready to have a big chest behind a computer screen or your phone to insult someone and argue with someone because you look dumb. You look dumb. I'll keep it real right there. Like, and some of y'all might not like it, but you look a little silly when you're a grown ass man pushing Nicki Minaj or Cardi B to the extreme where you ready to fight and you ready to pop off. You can support them, you can rally behind them, but kind of do a little self reflection because it's not a good look, friend. It's not a good look. Like it really isn't. Don't take it that far, and prove your facts. To just keep it intelligent. Remember, we're adults, and it's okay to have a debate. Not everything has to be an argument. Not everything has to be that. All my me versus the media like ties into one another with putting subliminal messages and not confronting the person. Like I said, not everything you can confront people. Not everything has to be an argument or a debate. I think y'all set y'all minds up already for it to be a confrontation, an intense confrontation, and y'all go in with that energy, and lo and behold, that's what it turns into. So no, don't. Why are we wasting time arguing over artists that don't even know we exist? Just listen to their music, vibe, support, love it, but don't sit there and go back and forth with someone on social media while everybody's watching. It's just distasteful. No, just kidding, y'all. But seriously, do better. That's it for me versus the media. I hope I didn't hit too many pressure points with that topic and my opinion on it. So just remember, it's all love. That wraps up another good episode of Whiskey and We. I hope you all enjoyed it. Shout outs for the week. I just want to give a shout outs to all the mothers out there. We got Mother's Day coming up next Sunday, but I could not wait. I want to give a shout out to all the mothers out there working hard and raising kids. I have a few friends, quite a few female friends who are mothers, and let me tell you, they got young ones still. They got the terrible twos and everything, so trust me, I know. I could barely deal with the 2 year old for a weekend. So I give props to them because they are still on their entrepreneur shit and they are still doing what they got to do, going to school, being managers, doing self development, and just doing self growth. And you're doing that while also inspiring your child. So I mean, I can never know what it feels like to be a mother. And my prime example of my biggest inspiration is my own mother because she did it as a single mother, raising my brother and I. So big kudos to y'all. And I hope, well, obviously I'll have another episode, but already putting it out there. I hope y'all have a wonderful Mother's Day coming up. And I hope y'all kids are doing y'all good and, realizing that you only get one mom and make it the best. I mean, my mom is my ride or die, I know. So, and we losing people left and right. So cherish the ones you have and love them. Big shout out to all the moms out there doing their thing. Wrapping up, you guys know what the deal is. Social media. We got Instagram, Whiskey and We. I'm also on Twitter. If you need to do some audio, aside from iTunes, it's on, still figuring out the Spotify, so bear with me. But like I said, I'm on YouTube. You can check out the audio there. And if you have an Android phone, you got some Android apps, and you just got to figure it out with that. So, did I mention I was going to see Endgame? Because I'm excited. I'm so excited. And I know a lot of people, I have had to shut my friends up from talking about it. I'm like, don't say it. Until I see it, then we can talk about it. So, yeah, I hope everyone has a good weekend. Enjoy the weather wherever you are. Count your blessings. Go to bed at night and pray. So, I'm going to see y'all next week.